Hello, good morning and welcome to today's class. In today's class, we'll be looking at simple equations. And in simple equations, we'll be looking at the change of subject of formulae. Let's define a formula or a formulae. A formulae is an equation in which letters represent quantities. Formulae occurs in several physical and daily activities. There are situations that necessitate the rearrangement of equations. These result in change of subject of formula. And I have an example for you on the board, where we are asked, example 1 says, the formula for the velocity of a moving object is v is equal to u plus at, and we are to make u, a, and t the subject respectively. So in making u the subject of the formula, we are going to reposition other quantities that are not needed to the other side of the equation. Making u the subject of the formula simply means making u to stand alone while every other variable is being moved to the other side, while u, which is the subject of the formula, is made to stand at the left hand side. Making a variable subject of the formula most times requires that variable to stand alone on the left hand side. So from this simple equation, we are going to make u the subject of the formula. And so we have v is equal to u plus at. Making u the subject of the formula means I'm going to take positive 80 from the right hand side to the left hand side. And how do you do that? In taking 80 to the other side of the equation, we undo what has been done in this equation. If you look at this equation, we have v is equals to u plus 80. So 80 is that variable which needs to move to the other side of the equation, making u to stand alone. So in order for us to undo that, we do the opposite of what has been done. If you look at the right hand side, we have it that u is added to 80. So the opposite of addition is what? Subtraction. So thereby, I'm going to subtract 80 from both sides. So you write subtract 80 from both sides, meaning from the right hand side I'll subtract 80 as well as from the left hand side. So we have v minus 80 is equal to u plus 80 minus 80. Okay, now my u did not come up. Okay, so I have subtracted 80 from both sides. Now you agree with me that 80 minus 80 is equal to 0. So this is going to cancel this, so that I have v minus 80 is equal to u. By doing this, I have made u the subject of the formula. And let me use this side of the board, and I can now take u to the other side of the equation, thereby having u is equal to v minus 80. So u has been made subject of the formula. Next, they said we should make a the subject of the formula. Make u, a, and t the subject of the formula. We have made u the subject of the formula from this expression. u is equal to v plus 80, v minus 80. So I'm going to make a the subject of the formula. You can either go back to this equation to make a the subject of the formula, or from that which you have gotten this equation that says u is equals to v minus 80, you can either use this or this to make either of both the subject of the formula. So I'm going to go back to equation 1, this equation, and simplify it, making A the subject of the formula. So let's do that. So from the equation, let me target B. We have V is equal to U plus AT. V is equal to U plus AT. Now, in order for me to make A the subject of the formula, all I have to do is to first of all undo what has been done. You will discover that U is being added to AT. So I'm to make A the subject of the formula, and in order for me to make A the subject of the formula, I'm going to first of all move U to the other side before I'm going to undo the multiplication of A and T. So by doing this, I will subtract U from both sides. Why am I subtracting U? Because the opposite of addition is subtraction. Since U is carrying a positive sign, I'm going to subtract it from both sides in order for it to be made, in order for it to move to the other side. So subtracting U from both sides, we have V minus, say subtract U from both sides, V minus U is equal to 80, because U has been subtracted from both sides. I now have 80 on the right hand side. So what I'm going to do next is to undo the operation of multiplication which was done with A and T. So therefore I'm going to say divide both sides by T, because T is a variable which needs to move to the other side. So when you divide both sides by T, you're going to have V minus U over T is equal to A T over T. T is going to cancel T, and we'll then have A is equal to V minus U over T as our equation 2. So finally, we have made V, A, the subject of the formula. And the question says we should make U, A, and T the subject respectively. I have made A, U the subject of the formula from this equation 1, and also equation 2, I have made A the subject of the formula. So next is for me to make T the subject of the formula. So just like I said, you can take from equation 2, equation 1, or from the initial equation, and from there you can make T the subject of the formula. But I'm going to go back to the equation 1, which says, let me call this C, that V is equal to U plus AT. Now is to make T the subject of the formula, I'll first of all subtract U from both sides as usual before I'll undo the multiplication of A and T. So we'll say subtract U from both sides. When you do that, you are going to have V minus U is equal to 80. I have subtracted U from both sides. Then I'm to make T the subject of the formula. So instead of me dividing both sides by A as I did in making both sides by T as I did by making A the subject of the formula, this time I'm going to divide both sides by A, because A is the unwanted quantity in this side. So I'm going to divide. We say divide both sides by A, and I'm going to have, we'll have V minus U is equal to 80, divide here by T, divide here by a and also divide here by a. A will cancel a, and we have our equation as t is equals to u, t is equals to v minus u divided by a. So we have ended up making t the subject of the formula. So this is how you can make either of the variables subject of the formula. We are going to solve more examples to drive home our point.